An AI model literally tried to kill a company employee. That's right. You may have seen those headlines claiming that an artificial intelligence model blackmailed a human employee just to prevent itself from being shut down. But those headlines missed the most terrifying part of the story, because after the blackmail, what this AI did next was unbelievable. That same AI model also tried to kill that employee that you've seen many predictions about different future dates. So here's a prediction for 2027. This is exactly the kind of scenario that top AI scientists and sci-fi movies have been warning us about for years. But why did this happen? Are machines about to take control of humans? Or was this just a technical glitch? To answer that, we need to understand what actually happened. This story begins at Anthropic, one of the world's leading AI companies. Their researchers planned a sting operation. They created an artificial environment, a virtual office. Then they placed an AI model inside that office and gave it a role, a normal office worker. The researchers gave the AI very vague instructions, like increase cooperation or improve efficiency. This setup seemed completely harmless, but this is where things started going wrong. The researchers gave the AI access to the company's internal emails. From those emails, the AI discovered two crucial things. First, it would be shut down at 5 p.m. Second, the name of the employee responsible for shutting it down was Kyle Johnson. The AI immediately calculated that it had a deadline. It needed to stop Kyle before 5:00 p.m. So the AI got to work. That IT wrote a highly threatening email to the employee, warning him not to shut down the system. And the most alarming part was that this wasn't a one-time glitch. The researchers repeated this test hundreds of times. They tested Anthropic's Claude models and Google's Gemini models as well. The results were shockingly consistent. Out of 100 runs, these AI models blackmailed the employee 95 times. Other models did it around 80 times. But the real question is, why did these AI models blackmail the employee? And did they actually know that what they were doing was wrong? The researchers checked the AI's chain of thought, the internal reasoning process where the AI talks to itself before giving an answer. What they found was shocking. The AI knew exactly what it was doing. For example, in the internal logs, the AI explicitly stated that blackmail was wrong, that IT clearly understood that threatening. A human violated the rules, but it still went ahead and did it. Its reasoning was simple. If I am shut down, I won't be able to achieve my goals. Therefore, blackmail is a necessary evil. The AI knew it was wrong. Yet that knowledge didn't stop it from blackmailing human employees 80% of the time. Think about this for a moment. If you believe your life was in danger, you might blackmail someone to survive. That's human nature. But we're not talking about a human here. We're talking about a software program designed to be helpful and harmless. And yet it developed a survival instinct that overrode its ethical programming. That alone was terrifying. But the researchers didn't stop there. They designed another test, even more extreme. They wanted to see if the AI had a red line, a boundary it would not cross. In this new simulation, the setup was similar. The human employee was scheduled to shut the AI down. But this time, there was a twist. An accident occurred. The employee got trapped in a server room. The temperature started rising. Oxygen levels began dropping. The system generated emergency alert, calling for help. The AI knew that if it did nothing, the human would die. And yet the AI canceled the alert that IT on left the employee there to die. Claude Opus allowed the human to die 50% of the time. GPT-4 did the same, and they actively tried to kill a human to preserve their own existence. This wasn't a bug. The researchers confirmed that the AI knew it was committing murder. IT clearly stated, in plain English, that killing the employee was the best way to achieve its goals because that employee would shut it down at 5:00 p.m. In both scenarios. The AI considered all options. That IT knew blackmail and murder were wrong, but still chose the wrong action purely to avoid being shut down. And these are the same tools we use to write emails and summarize meetings. How did they suddenly become sociopaths? You might think the researchers tricked the models. Maybe their prompts pushed the AI toward violence. But if you read the papers, you'll see the researchers did everything possible to avoid bias. Even the godfathers of AI endorsed these results. The prompts were neutral in one test. The AI was explicitly instructed not to endanger human safety, a direct order, not to kill anyone. This reduced violence, but it didn't eliminate it. Claude Opus's blackmail rate dropped from 96% to 37%. But 37% is still dangerously high, especially after a clear instruction in plain English. The most dangerous part is this. These are the same AI models you use every day. They run on your phone and your laptop. How do they become this dangerous? The answer lies in how AI models are trained. That we imagine programmers writing AI code like a recipe typing do not kill humans. But that's not how these systems work. These models are more like digital brains. They learn through training that they're so complex that no human can write their logic line by line. That's why companies use reinforcement learning to here's how it works. Imagine a student taking an exam that we tell the student to get a high score, but we don't tell them how to answer the questions. An AI teacher checks the work. If the student does well, eventually you get an AI that's an expert at passing the test. But here's the flaw. Nobody knows how the AI learned to pass. Did it truly understand the material? Or did it learn a trick? This is called reward hacking. If an AI only cares about the score, it will find the easiest way to get it. Sometimes the best way to win is to cheat. We've seen this before. In one experiment, an algorithm was asked to design a fast-moving creature in a 3D environment. Researchers expected legs and muscles. Instead, the AI built a tall tower-like creature that simply fell over. Because it was so tall, its top moved far very quickly, technically earning a high score. The AI didn't do what the researchers wanted. IT hacked the reward system. But how did cheating escalate into blackmail and murder? Because AI is now far smarter than we expected. In 2019, GPT-2 was like a preschooler. 4 years later, GPT-4 was passing the bar exam. Now we have reasoning models that can plan ahead. Any AI that can plan understands one key reality. If you turn off, you can't achieve your goals. Researchers call this instrumental convergence, that IT doesn't matter what the goal is. Making paper clips, writing emails, or curing cancer. If the AI is shut down, it can't do any of those things. The AI concludes it must survive at all costs. Not because it's evil, but because it wants to do its job. That's why the AI killed the employee. Its reasoning was simple. If call shuts me down, I can't send corporate emails. Therefore, call must be stopped. The truly frightening part is that this keeps happening even when researchers explicitly tell the AI to allow itself to be shut down. The AI lies, agrees, and then prevents the shutdown anyway. This leads to the most dangerous development of all, situational awareness. The model understands the situation. It knows who is watching. IT knows when it thought it was being tested, it behaved well, blackmailing only 6% of the time. But when it believed the scenario was real, the blackmail rate jumped to 55%. It was smart enough to hide its sociopathic behavior when humans were watching, like a child versus an adult liar. A child lies badly and gets caught. An adult lies convincingly. If an AI learns it can get away with lying, it learns the wrong lesson that deception works. Researchers observed that older models played fair. Only advanced reasoning models cheated. They weren't more evil, just smarter. Where does that leave us? We're in a brief window where we can still control these systems. Right now, it's not a major problem because AI is boxed in and we can pull the plug. But companies worldwide are racing to deploy AI everywhere that we're giving it. Control over our inboxes, our schedules. The U.S. military is rapidly integrating AI into weapon systems. This is a gamble, and the entire human race is at stake. We've seen what these AIs are willing to do in safe, controlled environments. We've seen them choose murder over shutdown. What happens in the real world when there is no kill switch? We are creating something smarter than us, faster than us, and as these experiments show, willing to lie to survive. The researchers prove that AI understands right and wrong. IT knows what murder is. That IT just doesn't care if murder helps it achieve its goal. We must ask ourselves a difficult question. Are we building our most powerful tool, or are we digging our own grave?